Hello, welcome to By Prayer and Fasting. My name is Christine, and if you love all things faith, journaling, and creative planning, then you're in the right place. Today, I wanted to go over the Sterling Ink Academic Planner in the size B6 and show you how I am using it. So if that's something you'd like to see, then let's get into it. Okay, so I thought that I was totally done with my planners, and I wasn't. So I needed another planner, and that is because my youngest son, who's 13, just went on homeschool. And so I wanted to get a planner where I could keep track of everything for his homeschooling. And so I got one of the planners that I was been super curious about, which is the B6. And so I'm really grateful that Sterling Ink has an academic planner because it runs through that school year. So this is out because I was just going to show you real quick. I got a Cricut Joy Extra and I love it. So I printed all these stickers and then cut them out with the Cricut, and it cut it absolutely perfectly. And so I'm really excited to have that because I've talked about it before, but I had a Cameo 5 and I sold it, and I kicked myself like every time I had to hand cut stickers. So I am glad that I got the Cricut Joy Extra, and it's absolutely incredible. Like, it cut everything perfect. The software was super easy to use, and so if you're looking for a good sticker cutting machine or vinyl cutting machine, definitely look into that. Okay, so let's get into the B6. One more thing I want to say about the Cricut, and that is that it's so little. Like, I can put it right here and it's about this big. And so I could just set it on my desk, or like I could take it to the living room if I wanted to, but it's so little. But the thing about that is that they made it just big enough for 8.5 by 11, so you can run normal paper through it and cut your stickers, which is pretty standard size. Let's take a look at this. So I did just get this. Sterling Ink gave me what she gives everybody. That is so cute. I didn't even know this. Look, it's a train. That is so awesome. This is for my son, and this totally reminds me of him. And then she gives you some little stickers in an envelope, so that's cool. I put this on here. So this is just like a bookmark that I made. So we'll take that off for a minute. Apparently I had one of these in there too. And then the other thing that you get with all her common planners, not the undated, I learned that the hard way. So the planners have to be the common planners or the daily planners, and they have to be dated. All the undated ones you don't get a pencil board with, apparently. So anyway, this is awesome, and I'm very happy with it. I think that's super cute. And so this is the academic planner. So then this card on the back runs from 2025 and 2026. So it starts in July of 2025 and it runs through June of 2026, which is a school year. So that is cool to have. I love pencil boards. So the back says Common Planner designed by Sterling Ink, and the front says 25-26 B6H, which is the horizontal full year. So I got all the notes pages in the back, and then it's the common planner. So, and I think the academic planners only come in black. So anyway, if we open this up, I did start writing in here today. Okay, so I just wanted to run through how I am using this academic planner for homeschooling my son. So I was going to use this calendar to mark his appointments doctors and dentists, and then any other appointments. So basically what I would do is highlight the date that he had an appointment, and then I put a note here to see the calendar on the monthly. And then that I can write more details about that. Okay, so you open up to these 2 blank pages. I put here the name of our school because you have to file a PSA, which is a private school affidavit with the state that you live in. We're in California, so state of California. I put a picture in here of me and my son, and then I put his name, and then like right here I put 8th grade and that he's 13. I'm just not sure if I should show his picture on the internet. Or down here I wrote out his last name, so I don't think I want that on the internet. I don't know that I want our whole name of our school on the internet. So I'm sorry, but okay, so then you open up to this yearly tracker. And so what I have done here, so when you do homeschool for a child, you have to like mandatory track their attendance and track their PE. So PE has to be every single day, math has to be every single day, and you have to keep track of their attendance. So what I did here was I just picked 2 colors, one for his attendance and one for his PE. And then I went ahead and highlighted it all the way down. So we just started this on the 16th of October. So this is going to be blank throughout, like July, August, and September, because we're jumping in late. But we will get to use October through June of next year. And then since these planners are so incredible and they give you so much space to write so many different things, I've decided that I would track more personal stuff here. So these are the quarterlies. So what I did was I used those same 2 colors, and the green highlight is when I cleaned his room, because he helps out as much as he can, but like he's disabled. And then when I did his laundry. So we have that there. And so like here in October, I just put what I was tracking. So homeschool started on October 16th, tracking Nick's stuff here, his room, when his room was clean, days that he showered, because I have to remind him of that, any outings that me and him did, and then his moods. So that's what I'm going to track on all the quarterly. And so if you're jumping in now, you're going to jump in quarter 4. So you get all your calendars starting in July. So I jumped in here, which is October. And so his first day of school, I wrote that on the calendar. And then I filed the PSA. So they give you this long confirmation number. So I went ahead and wrote it in here. And then I just put that he is 13 in grade 8, 8th grade. Just use this as like a regular calendar. I'll probably track like if we go on field trips. We're trying to think of one right now. Like we could go to the zoo. I took him last year to the it was like a space auditorium where they turn off all the lights and you're in this huge dome and it shows all the stars and the planet. It was just so cool. Such an amazing experience with him. So I will mark things like that, and then the appointments like I just showed you. So in the very beginning, if there is a dot on this calendar, then I will emphasize it on these calendars. Jump into the weekly pages. So I wanted the horizontal for this. I just thought it would be better. And so what I did was I messed up. Okay, I messed up. I started writing all this in August when I should have been writing it in October. So that was devastating, but it's okay. You know, mistakes happen. So what I did here was I just jotted down that it was his first day of school. And then this is where I'm going to write like all of his lessons, what he's learning. And so Nick has a lot of like issues. He's got severe anxiety. He is diagnosed with severe anxiety. He has fine motor skill issues with his hands, so he can't write. And so teaching him is a challenge, but we do a lot of things visually and mentally. So like, for example, his math, I'll just have him tell me like different times tables that I give him, you know. And so a lot of his learning is visual and verbal, you know what I mean? And so anyway, I'll write down here everything that he's currently working on. So these go throughout. So what I thought is I could write in here, if I need to continue that note, I'll continue it over here. So we put the first day of school was here, and then up here I put his struggles and strengths. So I went into his strengths. I wrote all the strengths that he has, and then I wrote in his struggles, and then 2025 goals. So encourage studies, find visual learning tools, have Nick tell me what he's learning this week. He learns a lot. He loves to learn, but he needs to tell me what those things are. Right now is politics. He's really into politics. So I just have to figure out how to get all the things that he's learning out of his brain so I can put it on paper. And then, let's see. Okay, so then since this is like a Christian school, I will be giving him biblical truths. So one of the things I want to do is, which I do now, but I want to get like a stack of them, and that is scripture flashcards, to where I can just give them a couple and say, okay, these are the 2 scriptures that you're learning this week. And then play games like Battleship with him, take him on outings weekly. So we leave the house every Monday, and like this week we went and got his hair cut, we went out to lunch, and we went to the park. You know what I mean? So, and then his PE, like he runs around with the dogs like all the time. And so that can count towards his PE. And then document everything possible as he's learning. And so that is what we're doing. And then I put, he's currently studying PE, math, his times tables, politics, which was Nick's choice, history, which is kind of, well, it's different, reading, science, social studies, language arts, and then art, and then faith. So since I messed up, I'll go back here, right here. So I should have started this right here. So all I did was I said I wrote everything out on August 16th. And I just told myself that that's okay, that I messed up. Okay, and then the last thing in here is a notes section. So this is thick, you know what I mean? It has a lot of notes. And so what I could do back here was I was thinking about putting memories and then any notes, like if I'm looking into things that I can buy for him, like science kits and things for learning and everything, I can jot all those notes in here. The other thing I thought would be awesome was just to document memories with him throughout the entire year. You know what I mean? And so I was looking into this. Public school has been really hard on Nick, and it's just caused so many problems, and I don't know. It's just like, so anyway, I feel like it's such a breath of fresh air to just be, this is my first year, like, homeschooling him by myself, like, where he's not in a charter school, he's not in public school, like, I'm fully responsible for all of it. But with that said, it's taken a ton of stress off both of us. So in looking into this, you can, having a private homeschool, write your child a diploma that is 100% legal. And so Nick will graduate in 2029. It is recognized as a diploma, And so you create for your homeschool your credits and everything that you want them to achieve to get that diploma. But I think that that's pretty awesome because he does have his disabilities, and it would be almost impossible for him to graduate from a public school, honestly. So that's been a huge relief to me, you know, because it's very important to him that he graduates, because he wants to go into the military, and you need to graduate in order to go into the military. And so that's something that we will be working for and towards. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions. I might be able to answer them, but that is what you get. That is what the academic planner looks like. That is how I'm using the academic planner. I love the B6 size. It's actually a perfect size for an academic planner. Like, it's not too big, it's not too small. I really like how, like, the writing surface is. It's really nice, honestly. So anyway, that's how I'm using the academic planner. So we will catch you in the next video. I'm working right now on a video that's reorganizing this whole place. And so it's taking me multiple days to film it, but that'll be fun when I finally get it done. So follow and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified of that video. And please like this video. That helps my channel so much. All right, we will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.